Hey everyone, this is Liz, and today we're going to talk about becoming a trader. And this is um, our continuing series on how to trade. And so it's mainly for beginner, but even experienced people will get a lot out of it. So we're going to explore the two skill sets that it actually takes to become a trader, and we'll go over those in depth. And so one of these skill sets might actually surprise y'all because when we think of a day trader, we think of charts and actually learning patterns and doing all that good stuff. But we don't actually think of the most important skill set, which we're going to get to second, which is the mental skill set. And because of that, there's not really a lot of people that know how to develop it that well. So I'm going to give you some tips and some info on how to do that at the second part of this video. So since you want to become a day trader, you're going to have to understand that it's going to take quite a bit of work on your part. It's not like an easy thing. It's not a quick and easy way to make money. But if you listen to the things that I have to tell you, you'll realize that it's doable. And so it's a very lucrative career if you can actually get good at it. But it all comes down to building this mental skill set. And again, let's first go ahead and go over the technical thing. So in terms of the technical skill set, that includes things like your ability to actually read the market. So you're going to have to get good with charts, and the problem with the whole technical aspect of it is that we've all become so accustomed to having things done for us. Like what I'm talking about is like fast food. Like we want our things fast and immediately, and since we've become accustomed to having them done like that, we also want our software, our indicators. We're like convinced that we see these people claiming that these forex robots work, and automatic traders and automated trade signals where they tell you what direction the market's going in and all that good stuff actually work. That we want those instead of just going with learning how the market moves on your own. So we want all these automatic fancy things, and that's just not going to cut it, because at the end of the day, if they actually worked, do you think somebody would sell them for $200 if an automatic trading bot would work? I mean, I personally would not do that. I would just keep it to myself. And so it's the same in trading as it is in wanting our food fast. We want everything fast, and we want to become a profitable trader overnight. That's not going to happen. You're going to need to learn how to read chart patterns and how to read the market. Like on this particular day, it's pretty easy to see that long trades aren't working. It's all down, and it continued like that throughout the whole day. And so pretty much it just avoided taking any longs at all throughout the first half of the day, until I saw that the market showed me otherwise. So that's the ability to actually develop a technical trading skill. And again, in regards to the technical trading skill, we think this is the sexiest part of learning how to trade, and the best part about it, because we're accustomed to seeing, when we think of a day trader, we think of a guy sitting in front of a monitor or a couple monitors, as much as 4 or 5, and he's got like just tons of charts open up, and it just looks like really cool to us, and we're like, wow, that looks like the guy's really successful, and that's exactly what I want to do. And in reality, the best traders, trading's really nothing like that. Like, take me for example. My particular setup is, I do have two 30-inch monitors, but those are mainly for poker. I literally trade most of the time on a 13-inch laptop with one screen open up. I have one screen open up, and on that one screen I have two little charts, the 6E and the ES, and that's my setup. So literally behind the scenes, the big winners, what they're doing is, at the end of the day, they don't have the 20 charts open up. They have one chart open up, and they're reviewing the mistakes they made. And so that's actually part of the mental skill set. But in order to get there, you first need to at least have some understanding of how the market's moving. So that's how we're going to go into the actual mental skill set and talk about that, and a few just facts about the mental skill set. This is often ignored. It's the one of the two that's often ignored. Typically, traders only learn this, and then the particular school that they join or whatever will have like a paragraph or a video on the mindset. And most of the time, those guys don't even know what they're talking about. They're just kind of they're kind of recycling information that they've learned from trading books on trade psychology. And the problem with that is that most of the people that write these books on trade psychology and things like that, some of them aren't even traders, and some of them haven't even actually traded thousands and thousands of dollars at a time. So they don't actually know what actually goes on, and that's one of the bad parts about it. So it's often ignored because of that, because nobody really knows how to do it. And then again, when you go back to the trade psychology books, they're all mostly in theory of what you should do or how you should feel. They don't actually give you any action steps. So one of the most important parts of the mental aspect that is ignored is your ability to become a good loser. And how do you do that? How do you go about that? So you'd have to learn about that. And also your ability to handle bad days, because bad days are inevitable in trading or in any type of gambling. So you would have to actually develop that. And also your ability to stay confident despite really brutal markets. And that's going to happen often. And it's a difficult thing to actually build. And again, there isn't a ton of info about it. And most of it all is rehashed and theory. So take my advice from day one. I would actually focus on doing this and building the mental skill set. And a couple of the ways that you can go about doing that is actually having some type of goals set in place so that you actually work on this. Part of the building the mental aspect of your trading is to have a pre-trading routine, and also have a post-trading routine where you actually review your charts and your mistakes, and pretty much embrace your mistakes. Mistakes are, you should consider those opportunities to learn something new about yourself. And finally, the last tip that I could give you about that is to start tracking your emotions, so you can actually identify what areas you need to work at in the market. When you are able to identify that you don't feel normal about something, that's a quick, a pretty obvious signal from yourself that there's a problem and you need to work on it. And that's pretty much it for this video on becoming a trader. As always, you can subscribe to our five video series at the link below, and in that we get into a lot of detail on how to do this, how to create your mindset, and also on the technical side. So it's built to help you learn how to trade. And leave me some comments and some feedbacks, and I will answer those. And we'll see you in the next lesson.